This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
He took to the ale again after a long hiatus. Alone, in his mid-70s and feeling the encroaching end, Roger would enjoy a pint or two to see out the evening. His name was Gabe, and he would sit with Roger from about 8 o'clock onwards until closing time. The innkeeper, Brian, would anticipate his 2 regulars and have the drinks waiting for them on arrival. Gabe was of similar vintage to Roger, said that he worked in communications and was retired now. Things just changed, he told Roger one evening in June when the sun was setting through the pub windows. There was nothing to broadcast anymore. My boss was winding down his business. Roger nodded along. He noticed Gabe getting more and more intoxicated, but allowed him a degree of rope. The man looked as if he needed to get something off his chest. The problem was that he didn't articulate exactly what that was. "Where did you work?" Roger asked. "For the man," Gabe said after a hard swallow. Roger nodded and took a sip of his own. "Problem is that no one was reading my stuff anymore," Roger said. "That's why I had to wind down. I'd go out on assignment and send something back before a deadline. They'd proof it and file it, and I'd see it in print the following day. I'd go out and ask friends and family if anyone read it, and no one would say they had. No one cared. The news business went out of favor," he said. "Why do you think people gave up?" Gabe asked. "Beats me. Nothing changed. The world got worse in my mind," Roger said. "How so?" "Same wars, same politics, same poverty. Nothing changes. Everything is just a circle that continues to spin and spin." They clinked their glasses and took another sip. "That's why I like you, Roger," Gabe said. "You share my cynicism. It's not so much I'm cynical. I just don't know what went wrong with the world, but I'm confident that it can get its hope back," he said. "Me, I'm not so sure," said Gabe. "Why's that?" "Because I've seen a lot more than you. I doubt that." "Trust me, I have." Gabe grew agitated. So too did Roger. "How many wars you seen?" Roger asked. "Countless." "Serious, how many?" "Seriously, countless. I've seen bloodshed across all ages, all races, all genders. I've seen the most innocent of innocents struck down and destroyed. No justice to save them," he said, a tear forming in his eye. "You're drunk," Roger said dismissively. "I used to bring messages of hope," Gabe continued. "When people were at their most vulnerable, most unsuspecting, that's when the mysterious one, who always chose me, would send me down to deliver them a life-changing story. Like tell them they were going to have a baby and that this baby would hold a special place," he said. "What the hell are you talking about?" "Twice I had to deliver these messages, let the mothers know that their children were chosen for greatness. One was the son of the one who sent me." Gabe was trailing off, his eyes no longer meeting Roger's as he reminisced. "I was the one who got to see the joy in their eyes and their heart as they heard what I had to say. The euphoria of knowing it had come from the Almighty." He downed the last of his pint. "I haven't had to deliver a message in 1,000 years. I have no one to talk to. The boss has nothing left to say, or he's chosen not to say it. He's left me completely out of it, and I don't know what to make of it all." Roger pushed his half-drunk glass forward. He was finished with the evening. "Gabe, is everything okay?" he asked. "I hope so. I haven't heard from anyone in such a long time. I wonder what he's doing up there, and I can never know. It used to be that he would talk to me all the time. I was his beacon to the world to signify his glory. Now I'm a useless wanderer." Roger stood and faced Gabe, who didn't move from his stool. "Are you trying to tell me you're the Archangel Gabriel?" he asked. "I was never an archangel, but I am who you speak of, yes." Roger looked at his drinking buddy. He studied his clothing. Buttoned-up polo, unmarked, brandless jeans and sandals. He looked as if he could pass as a traveling priest on lay duties. "Why are you telling me this now?" Roger asked, humoring his friend. "I never held it as a secret. I just never raised it until now." "Why not?" "Because the world seems quiet. It never used to be. There used to be so much activity, and I was seen as a direct line of communication between this world and the next. Now it seems as if there is a permanent divide between them, and no matter what I do to bridge the gap, the other side won't let me. It feels like they want nothing to do with this place, which just goes completely against what they used to feel about Earth and its inhabitants." Can I get you another one, fellas? Brian asked as he came around with his kitchen wipes to mop up the benches. No, it's definitely our last, Roger said. He placed money on the bench for both men and turned to leave. Gabe didn't move. Gabe, let's get going. You've had enough. Gabe stood up and followed his friend out onto the dimly lit cobblestone streets. They walked side by side in silence for a while. Roger broke the tension. Gabe, is everything all right? You already asked me that. I know, but seriously. Seriously, Roger, everything is fine. Look, I get that what I said to you tonight has made you uncomfortable, but this does not make me a liar. I cannot control you or your emotions, and if you feel so personally offended that I have revealed to you my true identity, then perhaps this will be the last discussion we have. Gabe held out a hand to Roger's. A final shake. It's not that. I just want to make sure everything is okay with you. Like, do you need help? What I've said to you has made you uncomfortable because you were not expecting it to be raised. It calls into question your obligations to me as a friend. You feel as if now you must take everything that comes out of my mouth with a grain of salt and are burdened with the added obligation of looking for a treating physician to make sure I am cared for in the appropriate ways for a person whom you suspect as suffering a severe mental disorder. This speaks volumes as to your considerations as a human being walking the earth and caring for your fellow man. So in order to prove to you that I am what I say, I will shake your hand right now before we part ways. And if you believe me after a good night's sleep, I will see you tomorrow night at the bar counter at 8 o'clock as per usual. Deal? Roger shook his hand and the men parted ways. As he slept that night, a light appeared from a shadow of the corner of his mind's eye. What was discolored and illusory became crystallized and coherent. It was a dream of vivid proportions that Roger had never experienced until that very moment. Gabe stood before him in a grand chapel with cathedral ceilings, his wings outstretched and his demeanor looking refreshed, as if youth had re-entered his friend. Peace be with you, Roger. You are a messenger of peace, just as I am, the angel spoke. Roger sat by his friend at 8 o'clock the following night and picked up the pint of beer that rested on the counter, awaiting his arrival. He smiled and nodded and tilted his drink up to his friend, who returned the affection with a tap of his own drink against the glass. The two men sat in silence, but enjoyed the company each brought with the appearance of the other.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.